What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore. Look, guys, starting to get dark. No! It's getting dark earlier. It's getting to be that time of year. Yeah, that's right, guys. Fall is here. It is November, and we are here at the shop working a little late. It's after hours. It is actually 6:25 p.m. We're trying to get this bike done. I've done a lot of GSXR 1000s in the past. I've shown you about every combination there was to show you. But this one's a little different, guys. 2022 GSXR 1000. Guess what kind of exhaust it's got? Brock's Performance exhaust. Yeah, I know, you've seen it a million times. Nope, not this one, boys. We have not tested this one. This is a CT single exhaust. Full titanium exhaust, but this is the longer version. This is a good sleeper exhaust system. When I say sleeper, I'm telling you because we've got some big horsepower numbers out of this thing. I've already done all the unrestricted. I've already pretty much got the tune finished. 188.08 and 82 foot-pounds of torque. I don't have the air-fuel ratios dialed in. I literally just stuck in the mill an ECU Flash from the Brock's Performance CT Meg. We got killer numbers, but how did we get those killer numbers? We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Stay with us, guys. All right, so now that I threw the bait, I got you to take the hook, and I'm gonna talk about the modifications that are done to this thing. First off, Moore Mafia ECU Flash on deck. Brock's Performance full titanium CT exhaust, Sprint air filter, Carbon Smith velocity stacks, and that's pretty, Brock's Performance pair valve block off plates, and another modification that's not very popular, one that we don't talk about a lot on the channel, but it's definitely worth it, is the Worldwide Bearings ceramic transmission bearings. Yeah, that's right, guys. We pulled a whole entire transmission out of this thing today, and we put ceramic bearings in the transmission. So that means the transmission has less drag and turns easier. Now, the crazy thing about this is the more miles this customer puts on the bike, the more that bearing is going to break in, loosen up, and make even more gains in performance advantage to that, I guess. The easier everything rolls and turns, the easier it is for the engine, or less work it is for the engine to have to do to be able to make the wheel turn, the more power you make. So we're going to hold on, I'm trying to, I got too much going on. I got to put you down for a second. We talked about the mods. Let's get this air-fuel ratio dialed in. Then we're going to drain the gas, put MR12 race gas in it, and is this going to be the highest horsepower GSXR 1000 ever be on our dyno? We're going to find out. Here we go. We're about to make another pull of this thing. Let me know, comment in the comments below, what do you think about the sound of this exhaust? It's pretty quiet, honestly. It's kind of sleeperish. I mean, we're fixing to be close to 190 horsepower, and we're calling this thing a sleeper. Let me know, comment in the comments below, do you like the loud and obnoxious exhaust, or do you like that stealthy feel? the way the bike sounds a little farther back. One of these exhausts, use code Moore Mafia 5 on Brock's Performance website, get 5% off. Okay, while we're waiting on the ECU to flash, I want to show you a little bit about what goes on in the tuning. So basically here we've got our horsepower curve, which you can see, and then over here I've got my spreadsheet. So I've got every single RPM that the dyno samples. It tells me every single horsepower it made at that RPM, and then it tells me the air-fuel ratio at that RPM as well. So then I go through that table, that chart, and then I go in and open up my fuel tables inside the ECU, and it's a big balancing act. So in other words, you want it to be a perfectly straight air-fuel curve down here at the bottom, and you can see we've got it really straight so far, but after this next pull, everything should be pretty much dead on the money. We made 190 horsepower, 190.88 horsepower. So almost 191 and 83.99 foot-pounds of torque. That is excellent numbers. Horsepower and torque. And on top of that, we still got a little bit of tweaking to do in our air-fuel ratio that might net us another half a horsepower, maybe even 1 full horsepower. I don't know, we're gonna see. These ECUs are pretty restricted on all these bikes, 17 through 22. The 23, we haven't got our hands on one yet, but I'm feeling really confident it's the exact same everything. One thing I have noticed, and we've tested this before, the 2022 GSXR 1000s, every single one I've tested has been better than the previous year models. At first I thought it was coincidence, and I kind of made a little catchy, let's just say, title or a thumbnail for the video that says, are the 22s the best yet? I thought it was just a good day, you know, a Monday bike. Either way, this thing, these 22s are proven to be no joke. Go back and check out my other video where we had the other 22 on the dyno. That thing made excellent numbers as well. It was, up until this point, the strongest one we had. Now, this one here is doing even better. And it's not like our conditions are super, super good. They're not bad, but they're definitely not like something we've never seen before. 70 degrees, 69, 70 degrees, 28, 29% humidity. So it's cool, but it's not like it's freezing cold, and it's not 4 or 5% humidity. Of course, the dyno is gonna correct for that stuff, even though the engine still likes it better no matter what. I think our ECU is finished. It's time to run this bad boy again. Time to shut her down for tonight. 191 horsepower. That's the best we've ever got on pump gas with one of these stock motor GSXR 1000s. 84.27 foot-pounds of torque. Look how good and sweet that air fuel line is looking. Oh, so fine. I'm ready to put this thing on MR12 first thing in the morning. We'll see you in 3, 2, 1. Good morning, fellas. We're back. It's early in the morning. It is currently 62 degrees in the dyno room with 44% humidity. We got the MR12 in there. We got it gassed up. We've got the engine warmed up. Let's see how much gains we get by just pouring MR12 in the tank. The tune is still untouched from the pump gas tune. Let's see how much we gain. The rip, big gains, 198.63 horsepower, 87.24 foot-pounds of torque. And we're just now about to start doing some tuning on our secondary fuel map with this Power Commander 6. Now, we're doing all the basic tuning, or I guess you say all the primary tuning through the ECU here. And then the additional map, we have a switch here for the MR12. The map 1 is going to be basically no map, so we're going to be relying on just our ECU. Map 2 is going to be our Power Commander 6 for the MR12, where we're adding some additional fuel for this. I'm interested to see what she's going to cap out at. And just like that, the MR12 tuning is done. No, I'm just kidding. So it made 211.96, but we're not gonna count that because that's not realistic, because that's on a glitch, okay? But what's not a glitch is this right here, 200.29 horsepower, guys. This is the first one we've ever done that's made 200 horsepower on my dyno. Now I know other dynos read different. Other people might have made 200. Literally, I've dynoed hundreds of these things. None of them have made 200 horsepower. So even my own personal bikes, you can see we got the air-fuel ratio nice and perfect, 88 foot-pounds of torque. That's monstrous, and that's at 9,500 RPMs. So these Suzukis really make the good power. I've got a list of modifications that's done to this bike, every single bit of it, so you yourself can document this stuff. If you want to create your own monster, here you go, guys. This is the recipe to a 200 horsepower street bike. Start off with, we got a 2022, I hope you can see this good. I'm gonna try to, 2022 GSXR 1000, let's do this. Let's highlight it all so it, 2022 GSXR 1000R, Brock's Performance CT single exhaust. I was wrong on the air filter. It is a DNA race air filter. It's not a Sprint. Sprint, DNA, I feel like they're gonna be pretty close to the same as far as horsepower wise. Carbon Smith dimple velocity stacks, worldwide bearings, ceramic transmission bearings. Now the bearing itself, that's a good bit of money. It's a couple $100 for one bearing or two bearings. And then it is also several $100s in labor to put it in. We have to remove the complete entire clutch system, the complete entire transmission, the sprocket, the chain, the whole 9 yards to put that bearing in. That thing is worth several horsepower, I feel, in itself. Motul 7100 engine oil, engine ice coolant, Samco coolant hoses, MR12 race gas, and most importantly, guys, Moore Mafia ECU Flashed. That's not that long of a list, to be honest with you. The guy spent a lot of money, but he hasn't really spent a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. When considering, let's just say 7 or 8 years ago, if you bought a GSXR 1000, a ZX10, it'd have been
$10,000 on the engine to make it make this amount of horsepower. So that's super good considering what these things do with just basic bolt-ons and the right recipe of parts. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please click that bell and subscribe to the channel. You know you gotta get the notifications so we upload more stuff like this. Again, we've got many more bikes and projects planned for this winter. The off season is coming. We're gonna be building some new stuff up for the next year. Should be a good time. Not to mention that we'll be headed back to South Mexico doing some racing for ourselves. Also, another thing, my brother, Big Country, he started his own YouTube channel. Go and search for it. It's Big Country. I drop a link in the description below. Go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He's still learning. He's on my channel a lot and he talks really good, but he's a little shaky and nervous when he's on his channel. So let's go and give him some support. Shout out to him. Let him know he's doing a good job. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash that like button. As always, we'll see you next time. Adios.